Hey Bears fans, can you feel the energy right now? This is one of those moments that, if you told someone at the start of the season, they might have laughed, but here we are, the Chicago Bears sitting at the top of the NFC North through Week 11, standing tall at 7 wins and 3 losses. And let's be honest, that's no small feat. The Packers are lingering just behind at 6 wins, 3 losses, and a tie, while Detroit, after a tough loss last night, find itself 6-4, actually outside the playoff picture for the moment. And the Vikings? Well, beating them this week could mean creating a bit of separation from the rest of the division, making what feels like a 3-team race suddenly a lot more interesting. It's early to start talking guarantees, and nobody's claiming the Bears have this in the bag just yet, but the fact that they're even in this position in mid-November is huge. Think about it. If you had been told back in September that this would be where the Bears stood heading into Week 12, most fans would have taken that in a heartbeat. You'd have signed right up for that scenario. Coming off some rough years, this feels almost surreal, and it's a testament to what the Ben Johnson era is starting to build. Now, sure, there's a long road ahead. The schedule doesn't get any easier from here. The Steelers are coming to town, and there's still uncertainty about Aaron Rodgers and his status with a non-throwing wrist injury. The Black Friday matchup against Philadelphia looms large, potentially having significant playoff seeding implications. Then there's the rematch with Green Bay, the Browns at home, and a couple of critical games with the Packers sprinkled in. Add San Francisco and Detroit at home into the mix, and it's clear there are no easy wins left on the calendar. Every game matters, every play counts, and for a team that has had its share of ups and downs over the last few seasons, this is a true test of growth and resilience. Speaking of resilience, the defensive side of the ball is starting to show glimpses of what could be a formidable unit if key pieces return. Jalen Johnson, with his practice window recently opened, could see action soon, while Kyler Gordon, missing the required 4 games for short-term IR, might also rejoin the fold within the next week or 2. Then there's TJ Edwards, a crucial linebacker who has been sidelined but looks poised to return shortly. These are not just role players. These are top 5 or top 6 defensive talents, and their presence could dramatically elevate what Dennis Allen has already been crafting. Despite injuries and inconsistencies, the Bears' defense is leading the NFL in takeaways, a scrappy, opportunistic group that has found ways to win in the face of adversity. Adding these reinforcements back into the rotation could make a noticeable difference in the coming stretch. And it's the kind of story that excites every fan thinking about playoff possibilities. And while the secondary has had its ups and downs, the talent returning could solidify the back 7. Kevin Byard is playing at a high level. Tyreek Stevenson and Deshaun Wright are scrappy contributors. Kyler Gordon's potential return adds depth, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been excellent this season. Brisker has had his highs and lows, but when healthy, this group can be very effective. Linebackers like Tremaine Edmonds have had strong campaigns, and the returning TJ Edwards could create a back 7 that, while not perfect, has the ability to be a disruptive, turnover-generating force down the stretch. The big caveat, of course, is health. This team has seen injuries test its depth, but if everyone comes back even close to form, the defensive outlook is extremely promising. Now, the front 4 is a different story. The pass rush remains a concern, with flashes of brilliance here and there from Grady Jarrett and Montez Sweat, but nothing consistent enough to dominate opposing quarterbacks week in and week out. Austin Booker provides occasional sparks, but the lack of a reliable pass-rushing threat up front is a limitation. You see it on tape. How many times did J.J. McCarthy have a clean pocket yesterday? Too many. But the back 7's ability to generate turnovers and make plays in coverage compensates to some extent, and if those returning pieces slot back into the rotation, the defense as a whole could end up being a very good unit, even if it doesn't crack the top 10 league-wide. Switching gears to the offensive line, particularly the left tackle position, it's fair to say it's a work in progress. Theo Benedict has been serviceable, but he's not a long-term solution at left tackle. His arm length and ability to handle power pass rushers are notable concerns, and while he has athleticism and can make plays in the run game, the challenges he faces against elite edge rushers are real. This isn't a disaster by any means. He's an undrafted Canadian free agent with surprising upside, but long-term stability at left tackle is still something the Bears have to consider. Darnell Wright provides some flexibility, and the rest of the line from left guard to right tackle has shown improvement compared to previous seasons. But the looming matchups against premier pass rushers like T.J. Watt, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, and Jalen Phillips in the next few weeks are going to be true tests. It's the type of situation where Ben Johnson's creativity in using tight ends and schemes to help protect the quarterback will be crucial. And even then, there are limits to what can be accomplished against elite defenders one-on-one. All of this paints a picture of a team at a fascinating crossroads. The Bears are competing at the top of their division, showing flashes of great defense, solid improvement on the offensive line, and a schedule that could either cement their place or test their mettle in a major way. Fans should be cautiously optimistic, but also aware that the road ahead is full of challenges. Injuries, matchups, and the harsh realities of playing in the NFC North are all part of the equation. But for now, with the team sitting in first place, with critical defensive reinforcements potentially returning, and with a coaching staff that is beginning to see its strategies come to life, there's a lot to be excited about. The momentum, the energy, and the opportunity are all in the Bears' favor, at least for the moment, and that's something fans should savor as they head into the heart of the season. Continuing with the Bears' journey this season, let's dive into the nuances of their roster and the challenges that lie ahead. The offensive side of the ball has shown glimpses of potential, but consistency remains a question, especially when it comes to protecting the quarterback against elite pass rushers. Theo Benedict and Darnell Wright have done a commendable job considering the circumstances, but the upcoming stretch of games will be the true test. Facing teams like Philadelphia, with Jalen Phillips wreaking havoc, and the Browns, led by Myles Garrett, will push the offensive line to its limits. There is no room for error, and even with scheme adjustments and tight end support, the line will need to perform at its peak to give Justin Fields the protection he requires to operate effectively. It's a balancing act, one that Ben Johnson has shown an aptitude for navigating so far, but the next few weeks could define the Bears' offensive identity moving forward. One of the most intriguing elements to watch is how the offensive line adapts. The combination of athleticism and technique in the interior from guard to right tackle has been solid, but the left tackle remains a vulnerability. This isn't a catastrophic issue, but it is a limiting factor against the league's premier pass rushers. Theo Benedict has shown flashes of ability, especially in the run game, and he has made some impressive blocks that speak to his raw talent and athleticism. Yet when the opponent brings power and elite speed off the edge, he struggles. Darnell Wright offers versatility and potential long-term stability, but for now, the Bears will need to rely on smart play calling, creative protections, and the occasional chip from tight ends to mitigate the pressure. This is a team in development, and the left tackle question is emblematic of the broader theme. Talent, promise, and growth intermingled with areas that still require attention. Turning back to the defense, this unit could very well be the heart and soul of the Bears' playoff aspirations. With key players returning from injury, the potential for a dominant back seven is significant. Kevin Byard continues to play at a high level, creating turnovers and making key plays in coverage. Tyreek Stevenson and Deshaun Wright bring energy and tenacity, and Kyler Gordon's anticipated return could be a game-changer. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has been consistently strong, while Brisker, despite some inconsistencies, has demonstrated flashes of excellence. Adding T.J. Edwards back into the mix further strengthens the linebacker core, while Tremaine Edmunds has already provided steady leadership and reliable production. If these players can maintain their health, the Bears' secondary could become one of the more opportunistic and disruptive units in the league, capable of keeping games within reach and forcing mistakes that swing momentum. The pass rush, however, remains the area of concern. Grady Jarrett provides consistent pressure, and Montez Sweat shows occasional bursts of dominance. But the front four lacks the depth and consistency to consistently collapse the pocket. While the secondary and linebackers can generate turnovers, the absence of a relentless pass rush limits the defense's ceiling. The good news is that the Bears have shown they can adapt, using schematics, stunts, and coverage to compensate. But this will be tested severely against teams with elite quarterbacks and fast, powerful edge rushers. This is where coaching, preparation, and execution converge. Dennis Allen has done a remarkable job maximizing the talent on hand. And if reinforcements return as expected, the Bears' defense could be a formidable unit down the stretch, even if it doesn't reach elite league-wide rankings. Beyond the technical aspects, there's a psychological and cultural shift occurring in Chicago. The team's performance has instilled confidence and optimism in a fan base accustomed to ups and downs. Sitting at the top of the NFC North, even temporarily, changes the narrative. There's energy around the team, a belief that despite challenges, they can compete with any opponent on any given Sunday. This isn't blind optimism. It's grounded in tangible improvements, strategic coaching, and emerging talent. Fans are beginning to see what the team might look like in its prime under Ben Johnson, and that excitement is palpable. Each practice, each game, and each key return from injury builds towards something larger, a sense that this season could mark the beginning of a sustained period of competitiveness for the Bears. As the schedule continues, the upcoming matchups will be defining moments. Games against Detroit in what is expected to be cold, windy conditions at Soldier Field favor the Bears, particularly given past struggles for the Lions indoors. The rematch with Green Bay will be pivotal in the division race, and the games against Philadelphia and Cleveland will test both the offensive and defensive units under pressure. These aren't just games. They're proving grounds for a team trying to establish its identity, its resilience, and its ability to rise in the standings against historically tough competition. Special attention will be paid to the offensive line in these contests. The left tackle situation remains critical, and how the Bears manage those matchups could be the difference between a playoff push and falling short. Whether it's creative blocking schemes, help from tight ends, or reliance on athleticism and technique, the Bears line will need to adapt quickly. At the same time, the skill positions, running backs, receivers, and quarterback, must execute flawlessly to capitalize on the protection they receive. Efficiency, precision, and smart play calling will be vital in navigating the defenses they face in the final stretch of the season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing again, and this time all eyes are on the Chicago Bears. Colin Cowherd, never one to hold back his opinions, recently made waves with some pointed criticism of the team, setting off a flurry of speculation among fans and insiders alike. Known for his bold takes and sharp tongue, Cowherd didn't mince words when dissecting the Bears' current trajectory. Sources close to the sports media suggest his comments have reignited debates about the franchise's leadership, roster moves, and overall strategy. While Cowherd's critique was broad, the underlying message seemed clear. The Bears are underperforming, and if changes aren't made soon, the repercussions could be serious. Among the murmurs, some analysts are suggesting that management may feel the pressure to rethink coaching decisions, player acquisitions, and even front office priorities. The Bears' locker room, meanwhile, is reportedly aware of the media chatter, though insiders say players are trying to tune out external noise. The team's recent inconsistencies have provided plenty of fuel for such commentary, and Cowherd's words appear to have reignited a firestorm that had been simmering quietly. In fan circles, the reaction has been mixed. Some agree wholeheartedly with Cowherd, citing what they see as missed opportunities in the draft and questionable in-game decisions. Others argue that his remarks are exaggerated, pointing to moments of promise amid the struggles. Regardless of where the public falls, the buzz is undeniable. Discussions on social media, podcasts, and even local sports talk shows are dominated by the Bears and the weight of Cowherd's critique. There's even speculation that this could influence upcoming personnel decisions, with whispers of potential trades, shifts in strategy, or even front office evaluations. One thing is certain, when Colin Cowherd speaks, the NFL listens. Whether his words spark a chain reaction of moves within the Bears organization or simply add another layer to the ongoing debate about their direction, the ripple effect is already being felt. Fans and insiders alike are watching closely, wondering if this is just another media moment or a harbinger of significant changes to come in Chicago's football future. For now, the rumor mill spins, and the Bears remain at the center of one of the NFL's most talked about storylines. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.